sorts of fun things like, well, just like fun things like BTK and Zodiac. Okay, we are now at the corner of 6th and Mission in San Francisco. And just one block away from us, as soon as we make a right turn here, is the San Francisco Chronicle, which of course was the main focus of Zodiac's letter writing campaign back in 1969 and 1970. Okay, it's coming up here on the right-hand side. Of course, we're behind a couple of bike riders, so we'll have to tailgate them a little bit. That's all right, don't mind them. Okay, here it is. And here is the prestigious San Francisco Chronicle. Okay, and what we're going to do is make a right on 5th. There we go, founded January 16th, 1865. Okay, we'll have to wait a moment here for the traffic. Even at 8:30 at night, it's still very busy here. Not exactly rush hour, but there's still people. Wow. Here we go. Now we're off again. Okay, here's the side entrance. Coming up right here. And then we're going to take a very short side trip here on Minna. And this is where Paul Avery, who was the Chronicle reporter who had written most of the Zodiac stories, after he had received that Halloween card from Zodiac in October 1970, it was interpreted as a threat on his life, and so he was issued a gun. And shortly after he had received the gun, he ended up breaking up a fight of some sort, saving some derelict or some such thing. And he'd pulled a gun and ended up saving the guy's life, but he was afraid that at one point he may actually have to use it, so he gave the gun up.
And that fight was? Where was that fight?
That fight was right here on Minna Street, which is an alley, basically, that's right behind the San Francisco Chronicle. Not only that, there is also, in one of the Dirty Harry movies, there is a scene that shows Harry walking, not sure what street it's on, but you can see Minna in the background. So it was somewhere in this general area. So there's another little bit of FYI, as Dr. Howard Davis always likes to say, for your information. Okay, we are now at 1842 Fell Street. This is where Zodiac's last victim, Paul Stine, lived back in 1969. You can see where that squarish arch is. It's over. There's 3 doors. It's over on the left-hand side. I don't know how well you can see it, but that is where Paul Stine used to live. Okay, this is the Richmond Police Substation. And this is actually not far from the Allen Arms Apartments. So we are right by the intersection of 6th and Anza. Okay, we are now on Geary Street in San Francisco, preparing to make a right turn on 6th Avenue. And we will be approaching here on the right-hand side the Richmond Police Substation. And this is where, in 1969, officers Donald Falk and Eric Zelms worked out of. And they were here the night that Zodiac shot Paul Stine in Presidio Heights. Okay, we are now approaching the Allen Arms Apartments here to our right, the address of which is 500 9th Avenue, actually only about 3.5 blocks from the Richmond Police Substation. This is also where Paul Stine was dispatched to on the night of October 11th, 1969. However, while he was en route to pick up this fare, Zodiac flagged him down at the intersection of Mason and Geary in downtown San Francisco. We're also right on the corner of Anza Street, which of course has a Z in it. Also diagonally across the intersection is the Zion Lutheran Church, which of course also has another Z in it. And there were also, at the time, in 1969, 3 people living here at the Allen Arms that had Z's in their name. Okay, we are standing at the corner of Washington and Cherry Street in Presidio Heights in San Francisco. And it is at this very intersection where, on the night of October 11th, 1969, the Zodiac shot Paul Stine in his cab, which is right more or less where that gray car is parked right now. Of course, the area is still more or less the same. It looks like there's a little bit of renovations going on with some of the homes, but otherwise this is essentially as it was 35 years ago. Now we're going to cross right in front of where the cab was and have a look back at 3899 Washington. And the house right across the street there is where there were 3 teenagers who looked down from the middle window on the second floor, and they saw the Zodiac struggling with Paul Stine's body. They had apparently assumed that he was stabbed, and so didn't feel like they were in any particular sort of danger. The Zodiac then, while he was wiping the cab down, he looked at them, closed the door. Kind of interesting that Zodiac should happen to choose a spot right here, right by a police call box. Some people have made a great deal about the water connection because we are at the intersection, after all, of Washington and Cherry. There's even a fire hydrant right across the street, although I would not consider that too significant. And then also we have a mailbox, not one of your typical types of mailboxes. This actually is a relay mailbox. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. So you can't actually post anything in here. You can't mail anything, but I think what happens is the posties, they come down here, they place all their mail, and someone else comes and picks it up. I assume that's what they do. In the meantime, Zodiac, after he shot Paul Stine, began walking down, or I should say walking up north on Cherry Street. So right now we are literally walking in the footsteps of the Zodiac killer. Accounts, they begin to diverge. Oh, now this is fascinating. A yellow cab. And right by the intersection. Amazing. This is incredible. Anyway, I know that wasn't planned. More synchronicity. Anyway, accounts as to what happened after he reaches the intersection of Cherry and Jackson begin to diverge, but everyone agrees that he at least walked north on the east side of Cherry. Interesting to note, we're also passing the house where another man by the name of Paul Stine moved about the year 1970. And you can't see the house numbers here. I believe it was this one here in the middle. I'd have to go back and check for sure. But anyway, he spelled his name S-T-E-I-N, not S-T-I-N-E like Zodiac's victim. I actually met him a couple of years back, and he knew at least 2 of the 3 teens that saw the Zodiac that night. He also knew one of the other Zodiac suspects, a guy by the name of Robert Hunter Jr., who only lived a block away from where Stine was shot. Another interesting piece of synchronicity. Okay, now we're at the intersection of Cherry and Jackson. There's differing theories as to what happened here. Oh, there goes the cab. Anyway.
Got lucky this time.
Yeah, that he did. Okay, according to the Yellow Book, at least in one...
Not the Yellow Book.
Unfortunately, yes, it's part of the Zodiac mythos right now, so we can't do much about it. But according to the map, Zodiac went north across the street. There's a stairway that goes down at the end of Cherry, and from there made his way along West Pacific towards the east to get to Julius Kahn Park. But we know for sure that at least he walked down to the east on Jackson. Going down at the end of Cherry now, I don't think that's quite what happened. Accounts, however,